What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Twins Latest. I'm Sam Calder. Hope you are all doing well. We've got quite a bit to get to today, not even mentioning the Twins taking on Team Puerto Rico of the World Baseball Classic this afternoon, so it is a busy day of Twins baseball. But before we get to anything, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are not already, so you don't miss out on daily Twins news and updates. But without further ado, let's get the episode started by recapping yesterday's matchup against the Tampa Bay Rays. The Twins were winless in their last 7 games entering the contest, and unfortunately that winless streak continues. They fell 5-3 to Tampa Bay, moving to 2-8 this spring. But let's take a look at the notable performances, and we'll start with the bad so we can end with the good. Simeon Woods Richardson looked really bad in the first inning, then got things under control in the second and third. Overall, he was responsible for all 5 Rays runs, all of which came in the first inning. He allowed 7 hits and a walk while striking out 3 over those 3 innings. He was trying to get ahead with fastballs at the top of the zone, and the Rays really made him pay in the first inning, but he stopped doing that in the second and third, and he was a lot more effective with the secondaries. But that's 2 straight starts now where SWR has been hit hard. He's allowed 13 hits and 7 runs over his last 5 innings, and so much of that is from his fastball. I really hope that doesn't carry over into the regular season. It was a pretty rough day from most of the offense. Just 3 hits and 3 runs as a whole. There were 7 walks, but not a lot of solid contact. That being said, there were some solid performances on the day. Royce Lewis had 3 plate appearances, but no at-bats. He drew a walk his first time up and then hit 2 sac flies in his next pair of plate appearances. He did swipe a base as well after drawing that walk in the first inning. His second stolen base of the spring. That may mean nothing. It could also mean a lot, but I hope he's not going to hurt himself sliding into second base at some point in the spring. That's the last thing this team needs. Matt Wallner got on base a couple times. He was 1 for 2 with the walk and a stolen base as well. Good to see him have a nice day at the plate after a slow start to the spring. Andrew Morris really struggled in his first spring outing last week, but looked very sharp yesterday. He threw 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, allowing no hits and a pair of walks while striking out 3. He generated 6 swinging strikes and threw 34 of 58 pitches for strikes. His command with the changeup and curveball were not outstanding, but he located his fastball and his cutter really well. He got hit hard in his first outing, so to see him bounce back and not allow a single hit over 3 innings is a really good sign. Another pitcher who got hit hard that same game Morris did last week, Cole Sands, also bounced back today. He had a 1-2-3 8th inning, striking out 2. His command was not exceptional, but he used every pitch in his arsenal, and he got a couple whiffs on just 16 total pitches. So good to see him bounce back, but disappointing to see another loss today for our Twins. Hopefully they can bounce back today as they take on Team Puerto Rico. And I say another loss today. I'm recording this on Tuesday, a day before, but they play Puerto Rico today, tomorrow as I'm recording. You can watch that game on MLB.com for free. But let's shift gears from the Rays game and take a look at today's prospect deep dive. We're starting to run low on names here. This will be the 20th prospect deep dive we've done. And there's one very highly touted prospect still to come. He's not going to be today's prospect, but he's coming, I promise you. The name we are looking at today is starting pitcher Ryan Gallagher. And Gallagher was acquired from the Cubs as one of 2 prospects the Twins got in return for the Willie Castro deal at last year's trade deadline. He ranks as the Twins' 19th prospect in the new Twins top 30 prospects list on MLB Pipeline. That finally came out today. I don't know why it was so late, but it's finally here, so go check that out if you're interested. As for Ryan Gallagher, he was drafted in the 6th round of the 2024 MLB draft out of UC Santa Barbara. Last season, he threw 121 2/3 innings across high A and double A, finishing with a 4.07 ERA and 133 strikeouts to 30 walks. Gallagher and Andrew Morris are the 2 pitching prospects with the sharpest command in the Twins system. Gallagher's walks per 9 was lower than Morris's at 2.2. Morris was at 2.7, albeit he was up at AAA. But those 2 are far and away the 2 sharpest command pitchers as far as prospects in the Twins system. Overall, the production was solid last year for Gallagher. The thing that worries me, though, is his ERA across 37 2/3 innings in Wichita, which is the Twins' AA affiliate, was way up at 5.50. He got hit around quite a bit. The command was still solid, but definitely caught too much plate at times. But I don't anticipate him struggling that much again this year. Gallagher technically has a 4-pitch mix with a fastball, slider, changeup, and curveball. His fastball sits low 90s, but he can run it up to about 95 in a 2-strike count. His changeup is probably his best pitch. It sits in the upper 70s, has some late drop, and gets a lot of hitters to chase and generate a good amount of whiffs with that changeup. His slider sits low 80s. His curveball is nothing special, and he doesn't throw it a whole lot. It's kind of just something to mix, different to mix in here and there. Nothing really more than that. Nothing really stands out as like an elite tool in Gallagher's game, but there's nothing that he really struggles with a ton. And as long as he gets the hard contact cleaned up this year at AA, he should get a pretty early call up to AAA, I would think. Not like May, but June or July, I would think we'll see him up there. He may be nothing more than a bullpen piece long term, but he's got 3 solid pitches he can win with. And so, I mean, we could be seeing this guy in the majors as soon as 2027. He could definitely be a useful arm for the Twins over the next few seasons. But let's pivot away from Ryan Gallagher and look at some MLB draft names that we could be seeing the Twins be heavily involved with over the next few months. Today feels like a good day to do our weekly check-in. Last week, we touched on 5 names with Rock Chalowski, Justin LeBron, Drew Burress, Grady Emerson, and Jacob Lombard. Those are the consensus top 5 prospects on MLB.com and will all very much be in play for the Twins at number 3 overall in July. But I want to take a look today at some other names who might creep up into that top 5 range and could be in play for the Twins, because every year guys go higher than you think they will. I mean, just last year, the number 1 and number 2 picks were not expected to be taken as high as they were, so you just never know. But the first name I want to start with is teammates with Drew Burress at Georgia Tech. It is catcher Von Lackey. Lackey entered the year as someone who might be a mid to late first-round pick with a solid season. I'd have to imagine he's currently a lock for the top 10 at this rate. He finished 2024 with 6 home runs, a .347 batting average, and 18 stolen bases over 60 games. A good contact hitter with plus speed and defense at catcher, but didn't offer much in the power department. But in just 12 games this season, he's hitting .476 with a .607 on-base percentage, 4 home runs, and 5 strikeouts to 12 walks, 4 stolen bases thus far as well. He's not likely to maintain that pace, over a 60 to 65 game season, but he is on pace for a 2020 season as a catcher. He's a good defender, a very good base stealer for the position, and he's got the frame to add on power at 6'2", 210 pounds. That's kind of the only thing that wasn't a plus in his profile was the power, but so far this year it has been. So we could definitely see Von Lackey shoot up draft boards. Another name to monitor is University of Florida starting pitcher Liam Peterson. He's a 6'5", 225-pound righty with a mid-90s fastball that he can run up to 98, 99 miles an hour. Solid 4-pitch mix with the fastball, as well as a slider, curveball, and changeup. It sounds like all 4 are at least solid pitches. His fastball projects to be his best pitch, but all 3 of his secondaries can become quality offerings. He's racked up 23 strikeouts through 14 and a third innings this season, and he's really improved when it comes to getting softer contact. No home runs allowed so far this year, and his hits per 9 is down from 8.7 last year to 6.3 this year. He's definitely improving his draft stock and could be a name to monitor if he keeps this up. And then the last name I want to bring up right now is Virginia outfielder AJ Gracia. Gracia is kind of like Von Lackey in the sense that coming into the season, neither were really considered big power hitters. Gracia hit 15 home runs a year ago at Duke, which is not bad, but he's already at 6 this year through just 11 games. He's always had good play discipline. 36 strikeouts to 57 walks last season, 5 strikeouts to 11 walks this season. If this power surge keeps up, Gracia could very easily push his way up into the top 10 and possibly the top 5 of the draft, though I should note he would be yet another left-handed MLB outfielder, or just an outfielder, not MLB yet, but perhaps they would shy away for that reason. But those are a few names to keep in mind over the course of the year, along with those other 5 names we've talked about last week. This seems like it should be a very, very good draft class, so the Twins will have their choice at number 3. And then, as always, to wrap up the video, we've got our Twins player preview. And I got to be honest, I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to be able to do. This is number 31 of our Twins player preview, and you can obviously only have 26 players on the opening day roster. So we'll see how many more names I can find for these. But today's player is probably going to be in the Twins bullpen to start the season. I'm not 100% confident in that, but he's got a strong track record. It is Andrew Chafin. He'll be entering his age 36 season in 2026. but his production has remained rock solid over the years. Last year with the Nationals and the Angels, he threw a collective 33 and 2/3 innings, finishing with a 2.41 ERA and 36 strikeouts to 19 walks. The command has gotten worse over the last few years. Each season from 2023 through last year, his walk rate has been 12.5% or higher, but he makes up for that by getting a lot of whiffs and generating a ton of soft contact. He wasn't eligible for any advanced metrics since he only threw the 33 innings, but his underlying data was fantastic. His expected ERA and FIP were both at 3.46, so he might have gotten a little lucky with his 2.41 ERA, but Chafin is just a really solid reliever. He's got a 3-pitch mix with a sinker, a slider, and a fastball. He's not a flamethrower by any means. This is not Aroldis Chapman. His fastball and sinker both sat around 89 to 90 miles an hour last year, and neither of those pitches graded out higher than a 79 on Stuff Plus, but his slider is a true wipeout pitch. It's really more of a sweeper than a true slider, but he threw it 39% of the time last year, and it was easily his best pitch by run value. It also had a 123 Stuff Plus grade, so that's the pitch he really does a lot of damage with. Chafin had a 46.6% ground ball rate last year and only gave up 2 home runs all season. He's not usually a ground ball pitcher, but that was a nice change of pace in his profile last year, and hopefully he generates more of that in 2026. All in all, I don't think we're going to see another mid-2s ERA from Andrew Chafin again this season, but I do expect him to be a key piece of the bullpen. I'd be a little annoyed if the Twins didn't give him a shot on opening day, or a spot on opening day, I should say, because he's one of very few relievers on this team with an established, proven track record of success. He's another lefty as well, which is great, and I hope he's getting, majority late inning opportunities this year for the Twins, because I really do think he's going to be one of our better relievers. But that's all I've got, so we're going to call it there. Thank you all for watching Twins Latest. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on daily Twins news and updates. If there's anything Twins related you want me to talk about in a future episode, let me know down in the comments. But until next time, I'm Sam Calder, and I'm out. Peace.